I'm Nikki, and I'm the one whose first crush was Scott Baio, which I am profoundly ashamed of now that we see what he's become.
I'm Natalie, and my first crush was Corey Haim.
I'm Carina, and my first crush was Will Friedle from Boy Meets World. He was the older brother. So,
Yeah.
which turned into this whole discussion about how Nikki knows everything about our crushes. I
Yeah.
don't I don't know anything about either of your guys' crushes.
Well, Scott Baio's turned out to be just a lousy human being. But my second crush was Michael J. Fox, who I feel like makes up for it a lot because Michael J. Fox is a wonderful human being.
I
So,
just watched Back to the Future again the other night, and I was like,
oh,
why is this such a great
oh,
film?
it's so good. It's
And
so
why is
good.
Biff so freaking scary? And did we really allow people to bully other people like that?
Totally. Yeah, probably still happens. I'm sure it still happens. Yeah. Oh, it's such a good movie. And then the second one and the third one, I mean, they're not as good, but then they tie it all up in the end. Oh, so
I like
good.
number three. I don't think I liked number two. Also, where's our
Interesting.
hoverboards?
Yeah. Yeah. You prefer the Western one over the future one. That's interesting. I feel like not a lot of people would fall in that camp.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Number two was so like I think I just hate cliffhangers. Like I was like, why are we waiting for the next one? And I like the old Western feel of the last one. And Michael J. Fox is so cute in his hat and his boots, and I don't know, it's adorable.
Cute. So cute. Yes.
I'm just now discovering there was a Back to Future 2 and 3.
What?
Natalie.
I mean, I watched the first one, but they made two more?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, when
Well,
they actually go back to the future and then, well, they go with Doc back to the future and then they go back in time into the Old West.
I'll
oh,
add
this
it
feels
to my
like
long list of movies to be watched.
We'll do a Back to the Future marathon next time we're together and we can figure out what we can eat at the same time simultaneously.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Uh, well, this brought us to, which was interesting because Nikki said, "Wait, your first crush wasn't until we were like 12." And I was like,
Yeah, I'm
"Yeah, because
fascinated
we
by this.
we didn't really have TV grow. I mean, I shouldn't say that. We had a TV, but I know for a fact I didn't have anything other than a black and white TV up until I was quite old. I want to say 7, maybe even older
Wow.
than that. And the reason I know is because my mom loves to tell the story about how I went to a friend's house and I came home and I said, Mom, did you know that Oscar on Sesame Street is green? Because I
Oh.
had no idea he was green.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I just lost light in here. I have to come on, library, step up your game.
Yeah. So kind of weird, like, because we just didn't have a lot of TV watching at my house.
Yeah.
Also, fighting for the TV when there's 6 kids.
Oh my gosh, I bet.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think just about how it was growing up. I don't remember watching TV until I was in middle school and I had one in my room, and that was really cool. Um,
Wow, you would have been one of the rich kids in my head. Like a
yeah.
kid who had a TV in their room, I would have been like, what is
Oh
this
yeah, because we had like the
magnificence?
Super Nintendo hooked up to it and we'd play like NBA Jams and all those games and yeah, I was definitely like sixth or seventh grade.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the rich kids had their own TV. They had their own phone line. You remember the girls who had like their own phone line?
I
And it
never
was
heard
always
of
like
such a thing.
a fuzzy phone. Like a fuzzy phone. It would always be like some kind of cool pink
Or the clear
phone.
one, the see-through one. Do you remember the see-through
I
phone?
kind of remember that one.
Are you saying like they just had a phone in their room or a
No, they
different
had
phone
their
line?
own line. So
Oh,
it was
I've
separate
never heard
from
of that.
the family line. Yeah, the family added a second line just because the kid was talking. Because remember, in order to talk to our friends after we get home from school, it would be via the telephone and you'd be on the phone for like hours. And your parents would have to
Hours.
be like, get off the phone. And so the rich girls, or I'm sure guys too, had their own phone line.
If you were stranded and you didn't have your cell phone with all the numbers programmed in and you needed to borrow a stranger's phone to make an emergency call, do you have a number memorized in your head that you'd be able to call?
My
911.
husband's. says 911. My
Yeah.
husband's phone number I have absolutely memorized. So that's the only number. I couldn't call a single one of my girls, like my
Yeah.
children. I don't know any of their numbers. I don't know
Right.
my mother-in-law's. I don't know my mom's. I don't know anyone's numbers. Yours?
Right.
You guys, either one of you guys would be dead to me if my phone.
Yeah. Maybe we should just all memorize Josh's phone number. Be like halfway around the world and be like, Josh, it's Nicki. And
Listen,
Nicki.
he'd be a good person to know the number to. We've got a big man, a lawyer, somebody like very masculine. If
Five
I was in an
Multiple
emergency,
languages.
I'd call
languages.
Josh too.
Yeah, lots of languages. Which is so funny because my kids, there was something that came up and it was like if you were stranded in, I'm sure this came from Bridget Jones' Diary, because remember in Bridget Jones' Diary 2 where she
Mhm.
gets stranded in, where was it,
Natalie,
Argentina?
brace yourself. There are four Bridget Jones movies. Four.
Brace yourself. I've not seen any of them.
Oh shoot. Anyway, the one where she gets handed like a shell and it ends up being full of cocaine or something, and so it's in her bag. So she's the one who gets detained, not her friend, and she ends up in this jail with all these women, and Colin Firth saves her, blah blah blah. Anyway,
Mhm.
so this whole question came from this. My kids came to we asked our kids this, and I like, if you got stranded in a country in South America, who would you call? And I thought for sure, my husband speaks Portuguese, Spanish really well. And anyway, I thought for sure my kids would say Josh. And they're like, oh, you, mom, all the way. We would ask for you. Like, you have one phone call. Who do you call? And they're like, we call you, mom. And I was like, you wouldn't call your dad? And they're like, no, you'd get it done and you'd kill some people along the way. And I
Yeah.
was just like, that is true. They were like, you would stop at nothing. I was like, but don't you think your dad? No, mom, you would stop at nothing. And I was like, oh, I'm glad
Well,
my
you want
kids
to know
know
what's
that.
interesting? My answer to who I would call if I was in South America and needed help would be you as well.
Yes,
Oh,
me too.
shut up.
Yes,
You
Karina,
guys,
absolutely.
you would be my
100%.
emergency contact.
Yes.
If it was like dire, like the scariest of scary situations, you
Yeah,
know what, Nikki? We should probably memorize her number.
I know, right? Also, too, if we get Karina, we get Josh.
Right.
So it's a
that is
2-for-1
true.
It's
It's
deal.
a
a
two
two
for
for
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just know like if it gets to Karina, something's going to happen.
Hmm.
Everybody else is going to forget about it, write it on a piece of paper, come back to it later, not know what to do. Karina's going to be like, bam, taken care of. Before I
Hmm.
even hang up the phone, it'd be taken care of, or at least
Yeah.
something's in motion. Yeah, you
Yes.
would be my emergency contact, Karina.
Hmm.
I'm glad you guys feel that way because it would be very stressful to me to have someone stuck in South America. So much so that I'd be calling like every attorney, everyone at the State Department. Like, who could we call to get you out?
Yes, this is what one wants when one is trapped in a foreign country, or
Wait, but
quite
does this,
frankly, in the non-foreign country.
yeah,
Trapped.
does this make you feel like lots of pressure on you right now? Or are you kind of like, nah, I got it?
Oh, I've got it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you're our contact.
Yeah.
I'd get you out. We would find a way.
Like,
Yeah.
if you talk about like, well, both of you are this for me, but when you think about high leverage friends, friends that if life gets, who knows what happens, like who do you have there that's can help you? It's right here.
It is
These
right
two.
here.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'll second that. Yeah.
Yep.
It's true. And, or this is my favorite thing. I think good high leverage friends, they just know who else they need to call to make it happen.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
It's really about the network, don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's true for all kinds of things in life. But yeah.
It is, but now I feel like I need to build a better network.
I wouldn't mind building a better network too. I mean, we're pretty great given that we have each other,
Hmm.
but I don't think you can have like too amazing of a network.
No, I
Well,
agree. Well, and that's why part of the reason I love, in particular, my Design Suite program. So I was on the call today with someone who is in Design Suite who's going to be in my CEM program. And I knew she had a PhD. I knew she taught at a university, but I just found out that she has sat on a lot of committees for accreditation. And I
Mm.
was like, and she has something to do with curriculum review. And I was like, we actually need a curriculum reviewer for our university. And I was just like, Callie, can we pay for your consulting fee to come in? And she was like, yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, that just solved something off of my list that I was going to have to go dig and try to find. And here it is. There's this person. who loves my programs, trusts me, and I completely trust her to come in because she understands what we're trying to do. It's just, I think the more people you know, the better it is. Period.
Mhm.
You never know when someone's going to be handy. I'm
Yeah,
moving
I
to
feel
the
like I
banks.
don't have, I mean, I have a lot of wonderful friends, but I don't think I have friends with like specific skills. Like I don't know friends who know how to pick a lock. I don't know have friends who know how to hotwire a car. I don't know. Like I feel like this is, stuff gets real.
Well, how
Like I feel like
often do you try to make friends at your local jail?
maybe I should be. Maybe that's where I should be going down and cultivating friends because this is information that you need to, and then it's like, hey, Slippery Jim, can you teach me how to pick a lock?
I
And
really
she
am
like,
scared
sure,
of
Nick,
that
no
name.
problem. That's well, that's his name. I mean, it's.
Slippery Jim.
Yeah, well, they all have nicknames. I watch, mafia shows. Joey Bag of Donuts, Slippery Jim. It's Yeah, you're right. These are the friends that's what I'm getting from this is these are the friends that I need to be cultivating because my friends are great. They know marketing and they know I really have a lot of marketing friends. But like not a lot of hard skills, not a lot of break into a prison in Thailand kind of skills or even litigate your way into a prison in Thailand. So
Hmm.
this is something to cultivate. Good point, Karina. I think I've taken a lot away from this. I know I have a checklist. I need,
New New Year's resolution, expand my network.
yeah. What's that movie where he says I have a specific set of skills?
Liam
Liam
Neeson.
Neeson,
Taken?
right?
Or no?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
Taken.
what I need is I need a
Yes.
bunch of different friends with a specific set of skills.
You know
Hmm.
what this podcast has done for me? It's made me realize how few movies I've watched. I haven't seen that.
I've never
Hmm.
actually seen Taken. I'm not really
Okay.
interested in
You
watching a
guys
movie
are
where young
always the
girls
ones who have
abducted.
watched all the movies, all the musicals. I haven't watched, and I know this one.
Good job.
Oh yeah.
You're winning. Natalie, you
How?
are
How is
winning.
this the one that I know? No, it's good though. But see, you didn't watch it, but you know that scene. You know what I'm talking about. He's like, I
I'm
have a
aware.
very specific set of skills. He's like,
Yeah.
I will find you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caitlin on my team has not seen The Sixth Sense. And I am obsessed with her not finding out the ending until she gets a chance to watch it. The problem is that she has no intention to watch it, but I feel very strongly, just in case she
Does she
decides
have
one day to watch
PTSD at
it.
all?
Well, not that she has shared with me, but she doesn't like scary movies. She doesn't
Okay.
like, and so
I'm just going to say this about that movie because I watched that in college and my
Mhm.
sisters watched that around the same time. And all three of us who have post-traumatic distress disorder had to sleep with the lights on for 3 days afterwards. Like
That
that's
is
how traumatic
definitely, I would not be
that
able to
movie.
watch it.
That
Mhm.
movie, like that's the kind of
Wait a
movie
minute, wait
like
a minute, wait a minute. Caitlin, if you're listening, please skip ahead because I'm not sure what's going to come up.
Wait,
So
but I
just,
haven't seen this either, but you can share whatever because I'm not going to watch it.
okay, Caitlin, definitely skip ahead because you cannot listen to this. I'm very invested in protecting her from from this ending.
we don't have to talk about the ending. In fact, we shouldn't. We should keep it sacred for Natalie and for
Now, right?
but I am just going to say this. Scary movies I don't do well in, but for whatever reason this particular movie really it hit home. Like it scared me in a way because it felt like it could be real. Does that make sense? Like when you watch, I haven't seen The Exorcist, but like I make the assumptions there are such out of the world things going on that you don't go, oh, this could be real. But something about that movie made me felt it made me feel. I can't even talk straight. Like I'm so freaked out by this movie that that could be real. Like someone could have that
Could
thing.
see dead people. That's not the twist, by the way. Everybody who hasn't seen it, they're like, well, I heard the twist that they can see dead people. That's not the twist.
But that's the thing that freaks me out that they could see dead people, right?
Hmm.
That
As
it
somebody who is
freaks me out.
recently sleeping alone with no one else in the home, this doesn't sound like anything I will be watching for at least the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, and
Okay.
in that movie, all the dead people were not, as I recall, I think they were not like bad dead people. They
No,
were
they're
basically dead people
nice.
who were like, hey, I need some help with something. And then I
They're
would like
really,
just
really
go on
nice.
to the next
So then
plan.
Yeah.
why is it so scary?
Because they look scary, because they're like they like the way they died shows up in their spirit.
Mhm.
Like, so they look freaky.
Oh.
Does that make sense? So it's really sad.
Hey,
Mhm.
I know somebody who went on a date and
Did they see dead people?
uh-huh.
Oh no!
What? What? Do tell. Do tell.
I actually don't think I can share more than that now that I'm thinking
Okay.
of it.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
I also just
Can
had a
you
look
share
at,
without like out without information that
Like
would
in the
let us know who
moment
this
with
person
seeing
is?
within the moment with seeing dead people. And part of me is like, well, then how, wait, first of all, can we just take a vote? Do you believe that it is possible that somebody can see dead people?
oh, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see
Okay.
why not.
So then how do you determine if they're really seeing dead people or if they're delusional?
Wait, so did the date say they were seeing dead people, or did the person be like, "Hey, I'm on a date with this guy, and all of a sudden I'm seeing dead people"?
No, the date saw dead people.
I think
Is
I'd
it
be
the
like, "You're
first?
a
It was a
whack
first
job."
date. It was a first date. To me, that's a whack job. Like,
Yeah.
also, like, first date, no, thank you. Because she's testing the water, or that person's testing the water to see what that person's going to say, right?
Hmm,
Mhm.
hmm.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think here's the thing. If I were someone who could see dead people, which I think would be kind of cool, I probably would want to be
Oh
able to turn it
no.
off, but I think it'd be kind of cool. It'd be like, I'm in a library right now. Can you imagine how many dead people are in here?
I see
Uh,
five right behind you. Yeah, no,
right?
like, no, just
Um,
like that's what freaks me out about that movie.
yeah.
No, no, Nikki, you
But like
cannot.
if you were someone who could see dead people, I think if you were going on a first date, that's not what you would lead with. You wouldn't be like, your grandmother's next to your shoulder. You'd be like, I'm gonna save this.
Yeah.
And then
But
eventually,
then is it like blindsiding them? You make them fall in love with you, you make that all this stuff, and then you're like, oh, by the way, this thing. Because I just watched a movie 2 nights ago. It was called I Believe in Santa, and the girl fell in love with the guy, and he was normal in all the ways. And then come Christmas time, he's like, by the way, I believe in Santa Claus. And now
yes,
she's having a hard time, but she's already introduced him to her daughter and this whole
yes.
thing. So maybe it should come out right away. Why are we trying to put our best foot forward?
Okay, wait. Bigger
Her
deal breaker.
face is
Guy
red.
believes in Santa or guy can see dead people. You can only choose one guy. Which guy do you prefer?
I
The
choose
guy
the
who believes in
Santa.
Santa.
I
Who
choose
genuinely believes
Santa.
in Santa, who believes
Yeah.
that Santa is absolutely 100% real. That's who you would
Yes.
choose over a guy who can see dead people. Oh my
Yes.
God, guy who
Yes.
can see dead people would be so much more useful.
But the
He
guy
just
who
in
sees
terms of
dead people,
utility.
there has never been a time in a movie setting world where the guy who sees dead people turns out great. Because the other person who can see dead people is Klaus in Umbrella Academy. Have you guys seen that?
No.
And he is disturbed. He is so disturbed by seeing all these dead people all the time. So, no,
Wait,
the answer is no.
we are about to embark on the real conversation of the podcast, okay? Because
Which,
I feel like we're leading there. It takes us a while to figure out when we're going to get something worthwhile to speak about. This is
also,
it. Are you ready?
I, oh no,
Go
I'm
for it.
scared what Natalie's gonna say. But I
It just
also
came
want
to
to
me.
point
Go.
out this episode is the first episode of the new year coming out as well.
Oh,
So
come on.
just
We have to
It's
know ahead of
New
time before we
Year.
start
May we all see
recording.
dead people.
Okay. So our podcast is never going to follow an appropriate theme of the timeliness because we're
No.
so far ahead because Karina's on our team. Otherwise, we would be doing this like the week before. However, this whole conversation has me wanting to pose a topic. Ready?
Ooh, do tell.
Okay. Do you think when you start a relationship with somebody, we're so trying to put our best foot forward and you're trying to impress them or maybe show them your best sides. And then months go by, maybe even years go by, you show them more and more of yourself. And it's like, who is this? Like, you're not even into it. So why do we want to hide some of the maybe quirkier things about us in the beginning only to save later? I feel like we're trapping them. It's almost like a catfish in a different way.
What's the
I'm gonna
question?
let you two answer this
No,
one.
but the question is, would you rather your person come out and tell you right away they believe in Santa or wait until Christmas a year later and you discover it?
See, here's the thing for me. I think it's very rare, if it's ever happened, that I have immediately been like, wow, I really like this guy. I need a little bit of time to warm
Mm,
up to guys.
mm-hmm.
So if he's going to hit me with like all of his best stuff and his worst stuff all at once, I might make a snap judgment that would not work out better for me in the long run. If I get a chance to warm up to him and be like, hey, this guy's kind of funny, like, oh, he's cute, I like him. Then as he starts to reveal things like he believes in Santa and he can see dead people, that's I'll take those two. I'll take those two. Um, then I think there's a better chance for the relationship to survive because I will make those snap judgments immediately. And I'm almost kind of looking for reasons to disqualify at the beginning.
Hmm.
Natalie, what about you?
I don't know. I kind of feel like I want to see all of them because in my yeah, I do. No, like all of who they are, kind of closer to the beginning because if it waits too long and it's their best foot forward, I could end up falling in love with them and then maybe overlooking things that are not so compatible, but overlooking that because I've already fallen so deeply.
Well, I think there's a question too of like finding out about deal breakers right away versus
Yeah.
finding out about things that you're like, it's kind of quirky or weird, but
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if the seeing dead people would be clearly it wouldn't be a deal breaker for me. I'd be like, this is great, very useful. If you had stitches, you would never lose anything. If you could see dead people, you'd never lose anything. You'd be like, where did I leave my keys? Hey, you, the spirit that haunts this house, where did I leave my keys? They'd be like, in the guest room.
Wait, but are spirits and ghosts always so accommodating?
I don't know because I
What?
can't see them. I need a
Nikki's
boyfriend
making
who
it.
can.
I think you're giving a lot of these spirits lots of credit, like they're your assistants or something.
I think they would be more than happy to.
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
that for sure. Again, I can't see them.
All right.
I
Well.
feel really mixed about the getting to know stuff at the beginning because I'm with Nikki in that I think if you put too many things at the front, you're just like too many red flags, I'm out, right? And you
Hmm.
kind of don't give someone a chance. And the truth of the matter is, being in a relationship is a compromise, period,
Hmm.
right? There are things you are not going to like. And so you have to decide what things you can live with. And just like, I love, there's a thing, oh, is it Bob Iger with Steve Jobs when they were trying to figure out if Disney was going to buy Pixar. There's this long list of the reasons they shouldn't do it, and there's a very short list for things that they should, why they should do it. And Bob Iger was like, I guess this is done. And Steve Jobs was like, well, this short list, even though it's short, it really has a lot of merit here. So we need to look at it. And I kind of feel like if, for example, I'm in a relationship and I really want to laugh in that relationship and this person makes me laugh a lot, then maybe I should give it a flying chance, even if he's not the most organized person and he kind of leaves his stuff everywhere. Like you have to kind of make those choices, right? That was in no way a real
I was gonna say we're
example.
talking about anybody in
I'm like,
particular, just
Josh.
wondering.
Yeah. So it's like if you like enjoy that personality so much and you guys are really compatible, then are we okay that maybe the shoes get left out half the time? You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
that that feels like a fair thing. Now, I do think the deal breaking stuff should come out at the beginning. Like
Yeah.
if it like I think finances should be like a third date if I'm being honest. Like
What do you say? Like, what do you mean on a third date? How are you talking about it?
I think that it's like where do we stand financially now and where what do we see ourselves doing in the future? Because I think especially I'm thinking about especially like the stay-at-home mom culture. Like if
Hmm.
you are someone who is working and your husband or your date is working and you're like, I plan on staying at home if I have kids, like I'd want to know that right at the get-go if I was the guy or vice versa, right? Like I plan on working while I have children. Okay, like is that going to be compatible for us? To me, I think there are some of those deal breakers that should come out right between date 1 through date 6, right?
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
if you guys keep moving forward, then you'll find out that those things are okay with both of you.
I like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think. And then sometimes those things change because you're freaking 19 when you're dating the guy you end up marrying and you don't
Wild.
realize you're going to have a full-on career and you just adjust because you were babies when you got married anyway.
What
Hmm.
did you picture your life to be when you were 19?
I think I thought I would work. I always thought I would work a little bit. I thought I would work a little bit part-time. But I thought I would be like decorating my house and taking care of kids and uh I don't know. I think I thought I would be, this is gonna sound so terrible. I thought I was gonna be poorer. Like I thought we just, have we don't have great crazy things now, but I'm just saying I think I thought we would live the way I grew up and we grew up with very little money. So I didn't really understand that if you got some degrees and you started building businesses that you might, and especially we had two incomes. Like in my family growing up, we had one income. My mom stayed at home, that there would be more money. That means you would live a little bit different of a life than what your parents lived. So
Mhm.
I'm definitely still middle class, but I'm just saying like we were really very poor growing up. So,
Black and white TV. Yeah.
so
Hmm.
Natalie, what did you think your life was going to be when you were like 19, 20, and you're like, all right, I have this big world in front of me?
You know what's sad is I'm not sure I ever really looked to the future in that way. I certainly was never thinking like I have this big bright world in front of me. So I would have been in college. Like I was just getting through the day. Like I knew I wanted to go to grad school. I knew I was going to go to school. But to
Mhm.
imagine like how I would be living my life, I'm not sure I really ever allowed myself to dream in that way. I agree with Karina that I am living a life beyond anything I could have imagined for how I grew up and just what I thought was possible for me. So that feels amazing.
That's cool.
And I think that I had some relationships in Pittsburgh, like friendships, where they were probably 8 to 10 years older than us, doing really well. And that was the first time it opened my eyes to people in our field doing what we do, actually living really amazing life. Like until that, up to that part, me and Eric were living in one bedroom apartments, like just whatever. And seeing them and what they had done and how they planned and how they saved and how they talked about money, out in the open made me think, oh my gosh, like let's focus on this. Let's try to do something. And I think that was a turning point in what I thought was possible for my life. Then we went on vacations, which I had never done before. And, if you didn't, I mean, except to go see like family members or something. So yeah, I would say probably like 2008 was the start of realizing, oh, you can vacation for fun and you can save money and you can like have really nice things. So yeah, I'm not sure. 19 to 20, wasn't even thinking. I mean, home ownership, never thought about it. Never crossed my mind.
Mhm.
That's a really great question though. What about for you, Nikki?
I think I kind of just had assumptions that I didn't really question. Like, I think I kind of assumed that I would get married in my 20s and have kids and, work a job and just kind of didn't really quite. I remember once, I think it was probably 27 or 28, and I had a call with a psychic or something, like you do. You
Mm-hmm.
guys know I
Mm-hmm.
like to do something like that every once in a while. Um, and I had a call, and I remember saying, so it must have been late 20s, and asked about, like, okay, well, at what age do you see me getting married? And she was like, well, I think it's going to be 35. And I remember going, 35? As if that was like old. And of course now I'm like, girl, be glad you did not marry the person you were dating at 35.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I feel like I've had, in some ways, I started building my business in mostly in my 30s. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, in my 30s, early 30s. But I feel like for a lot of my life, I just kind of had blinders on. I don't know if you guys feel like, I think back about
Yeah.
like the way that I dated and the plans that I had for my life. I think I was just kind of going through things and not really thinking. And I feel like I didn't really, I almost feel like I didn't fully understand who I am and what I want until like
Mm-hmm.
40, you
Yeah.
know? Which is it's wild to me. 'Cause it's just been 40 years being like do, 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 do. Um, so yeah, I think I had, I don't know that I had definite plans. I think I had expectations that were based on just, well, this is what people do. This is what the
Mm-hmm.
people, like we were like the people that I have grown up around do this, and
Mm-hmm.
therefore I will also do this. And then it comes to a certain point where you go, oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Well, that either that didn't happen, or now that I think about it, oh, that isn't what I want. And then all of a sudden, then you start kind of going, well, now wait a minute. Maybe there are other options out here. Yeah.
No, I resonate with what you're saying there. I think I I can definitely relate. Is there a part of you that wishes you had kids?
It's not really. I think that um, and I fully understand that is not the full benefit of kids because they're not my own. But Melody's girls are such a so Melody's my best friend, and her daughters are such a blessing to me, like a true blessing. I've been in their lives since both of them were born, and there are just so many experiences I get to have with them that are just like, it is so cool to me that I'm not genetically related to them, right? And but on a Saturday night, we all sit down to watch a movie. Like one or both of them will come in and just snuggle next to me because that's just what you do. Like you snuggle with Auntie Nini, or or I come in the house and they go Auntie Nini. Or it is the coolest thing to me that these little people they don't have to be, I'm not a genetic aunt. They don't have to be like, oh, it's Auntie Nini. And they want to spend time with me and I want to spend time with them. And I love these people. My best friend made two other people that I also get to love.
Hmm.
And I get that that's not the full child experience because they're not my own.
I think you
I'm not
have
the
it
mother of them.
better. You have it better, Nikki. Like
There are
that
times
is
that I'm like,
being
oh, okay, you guys are a little wild tonight. So good night. Bye, everybody. Bye. But I I think that in a past life I've had kids and probably in future lives I have kids, but just for whatever reason, this is not the life for me to have kids. I haven't ever felt like I said, I felt the assumption that I would. And actually, it was an ex who was like, no, I don't want to have kids. And I think for the first time, I thought, not because he didn't want them, but I think it was the first time that I went, well, now wait a minute. Do I want kids? And
Hmm.
questioned it. And I don't feel that urge to have children. And I think that if you're going to have children, you're going to bring human beings into this world, you should be feeling that urge. And if it had happened, I'm sure I would have loved them. And I'm sure, if I get together with a guy who has children, I will love them as well, I'm sure, or certainly do my best. But it's kind of a long way of saying I'm very okay with not having kids of my own this time around. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
How about you, Natalie?
I have said for like I have never had a strong desire ever. That being said, if I was with somebody that was like, I want to have kids, I probably would have just done it, right? Like it was
Yeah.
nothing it wasn't like I was against it, but I didn't have this like drive for it, like I would imagine women would have this drive for. But I do sometimes think like there's a part of life that I miss out on,
Mhm.
like cookie decorating, going to the movies, doing fun sporting events. Like there's all this like fun, exciting things that I think would come from having kids, also the hard parts too. So I think there's a part of life I will never get to experience because I don't have kids, and that is a little sad when I think about it. But I wouldn't say something like I regret not having kids, or I don't feel like I'm not fulfilled. I do hope eventually I will come across somebody who has kids and we have a relationship, and I could have a good relationship with their kids or with their grandkids or whatever. Like I think that would just be so fun. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at there.
I think
Yeah.
I had kids because it was expected. Like,
Mm.
absolutely. Like, because you just don't question it if that's the way you grew up. That's why I was really fascinated when Natalie, you said you didn't have kids and you chose to not have kids on purpose. I was like, oh, that's a choice. Like, because you just don't think of it the same way Nikki was talking about. Like, you don't even think of it. I didn't have, I mean, I had my first one at 24. And then I have a 3 year gap and I had my second one. And then there's a big gap and I didn't have my last one until I was 32 or 33, which is a little unusual. Um, I grew up in a family of 6 kids, and so I have these really big gaps. And I don't regret it. I love having my kids. Was it hard? Oh my gosh, it was so hard. And you don't feel, you think the everyday of having children will be wonderful, and it's not. There's a lot of like, the good feeling is in the milestones, right? Like the
Hmm.
big things that they do, and you're like, oh, I did it. But even every once in a while, I'll be like, oh, I was such a bad mom. And then I remember, like, my kids don't like it when I say that because they're like, you're an awesome mom. And I think it's just ourselves, like we kind of
Hmm.
feel like, man, I should have done better about this, that, or the other. So I do think mom guilt's real, mom feeling of like you're not doing the best that you could, but you know, I will tell you what, one of my favorite things in the world is adult kids. I had no idea adult kids would be so fantastic because I feel like at any moment, if I really wants to do something, there is an adult kid who will come do it with me, like my best little friend. So, I mean, I don't know if it gets any better than that. So it
Yeah, you
makes
just had
up
to
for
put
the
in
hard
18
years.
years of effort.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially, I will say for moms, I don't know how it is for dads, but like having girls, like when the girls are gone at college and they come home, like Felicity came home last night, and I was just like, she was like, Mom, and like hugs, and like, are we gonna watch some movies this weekend? What else are we gonna do? How are we gonna hang out? It's like kind of having like a mini best friend in your back pocket all the time. I feel that way about both of my girls. So
Hmm. That's
it's
cute.
nice. It
Yeah.
is nice. And really, what I'm waiting for is grandbabies because I think that's what you have, Nikki, like the auntie thing.
Hmm.
Because my three of my nieces came over and had a barn date, and I was like, is this what grandparenthood's gonna be like? Because I am here for it. Like, they spent the night, we got in the hot tub, we watched a movie, we baked cookies. I was just like, I am so here for this. I could do this every day. Like, I had a friend at another mastermind who said, I think I would have my grandkids like maybe once a week, maybe once every other week. And I was like, oh, I want my grandkids like every day. Like, if they can come over every day, I am here for it. So,
Hmm.
Maybe we'll have kids and just have you raise them. They can pretend your grandkids, right? This is
more
not a
people
bad
to
plan.
call
I
me
don't know
if
if
they're
these
stuck.
ovaries are still working, but like, I'm up for it if
Only
you
one way
are,
to find out.
right?
Well, probably more than one way, but
Probably there's that.
Anyway,
All right. So
that's
then
it.
I think the most important question to wrap this up is, are you sorry that you didn't have children with your first childhood crush? Corey Haim, Natalie.
No, I'm
I
not
think,
sorry.
yeah, I think Carina,
I'm okay. I'm all
yeah,
right.
and I'm very definitely okay that I did not have children with Scott Baio. I am sorry if anybody has had children with Scott Baio. Michael J. Fox, though, that would have been great. Yeah.
Hmm.